So that was Hawes. Lovely, bustling market town. We're just setting up this morning. So I'm setting off this morning. And we're going to take a left-hand turn down this road. And then we should start seeing some signs. Like I said, the weather's ever changing, and it certainly has. Let's see what it's like on top of Great Shunner Fell. That's the route that's going to take us up onto Great Shunner Fell, eventually reaching 716 metres, the highest point on the route so far, and then along to the Tan Hill Inn. Now I've got my maps, I've got my Garmin GPS, I've got my waterproofs, and with the forecast being what I've seen, at least a strong southerly wind will help blow me north like a galleon at full sail. So look at that on top of the fells. Oh, so it doesn't take very long walking out to Hawes, and you're thinking, gosh, I'm going to be on this road, and then we see this, the Pennine Way and Hardraw. And if you stick to that and take it easy, you'll all get there. You can hear the wind whistling just against the other side of this dry stone wall, because this is southerly, it's coming from the south, I'm heading north. But at the minute, take the benefit for what it is, keeping the rainy breeze off me. And while the rain seems to have slackened off a bit, I think it's a good idea to save the old Gore-Tex for when I need it. Because as you know, you wear it, you're exerting yourself, you're going to get hot, you're going to drip in sweat. So either way, you're going to get wet. And there's the fells I was amongst yesterday. You feel that wind in the gap in the wall, and you can see the clouds whizzing along the fell tops. So that's what I can expect later on today, and that's why I've come properly prepared as far as I can, and with the right kit and a weather forecast. Well, it's time for an opportunity to look back at Hawes and the route we've come. Like I said, leaving the farmers' fields behind, lush green valley. It's a return to the moorland with only the wind in your ears to keep you company. And if you just look there onto the higher part of the fells, the route goes here and then along onto the plateau, the rising plateau. You can see that the cloud base really is quite low. And while I carry on, it's a good job I got GPS, because in limited visibility I think wayfinding is going to be a challenge, and that's why I'm saving my Gore-Tex till later. It's still only spotting a little bit, and I imagine with the breeze I'm drying off as soon as it hits me, but that is absolutely wonderful, isn't it? The light moving across the valley, and it seems only fitting, almost poetic, that we go into the dark brooding uplands of the moors. In contrast, that little oasis of tranquility in the valley, absolutely lovely. So there we are, onto the plateau, gradually rising, and I'm about 4k from the summit of Great Shunner Fell. So all that remains between me and that, and some maybe fantastic views, is the cloud base is just trying to lift in the distance. Is the gradually rising moorland path, with no one for company now but occasional sheep in the distance. And I can imagine on a day of better weather or higher cloud base, the views, but we'll see what we find when we get to the top of the fell. At the minute I've got the wind at my back and the clouds over my head, and it's glorious. Now it's July, and with the wind chill it's going to be about 5 or 6 degrees with that 35-mile-an-hour wind I mentioned. And this is what I was talking about at the start of the walk, where I was saying the kit you bring, you're limited by the changeable conditions. You're going to have to carry something to keep you warm potentially when you stop. You're going to have to carry some waterproofs. Like I say, we'd had a long drought just before this stint, so you're going to have to bring something to cover your head up, and sun cream, and lots of water. And now not so much water but more waterproofs. So this is part of the challenge. It's not just the way, which is achievable in itself. You can make plans where you stop, what you wear, but with the weather you're at the mercy of the elements, literally. Without these slabs is still pretty unpleasant underfoot. Really, it's getting quite brisk now. It's very bracing. So 30-mile-an-hour winds, horizontal rain. Welcome to the Pennine Way. I'm sure on a lovely day this is very picturesque. There's plenty to see. Awesome, at least there's some shelter. So there we are, 716 metres. Welcome to the summit of Great Shunner Fell. Now it's time to get some shelter and get another coat on. So that was Great Shunner Fell, and this is the way down off Great Shunner Fell. And just that other hiker there just telling me, as you lose a bit of height you're probably going to get something in the way of views. So I know I look like a right lemon wrapped up in my do-rag, but I've got to say this is more like end of October weather. You can feel it's definitely really very cold. Let's just check I'm going the right direction on my Garmin. Hang on, let's have a look. Yes, that's all looking good. Yep, follow the route. But when it said on the forecast about the wind chill being about 4 degrees, yes it is. So just while I've stopped, I've thrown on my light mammoth sort of wind stopper warmer light jacket, because as I'm just descending now, taking it easy, I'm going to need a little bit of warmth, keep those joints warm and keep myself moving. Look at this, it's hellish, isn't it? So leaving the summit of Great Shunner Fell behind, now on the northern edge of the fell, and with a southerly wind being blocked by the mountain, the fell, there's a bit of calm. So not driving the rain through my Gore-Tex, and it's actually quite clear here, and it's more of the same. Peaty boggy wilderness with a few inlaid slabs. There's nothing like the feeling of confidence and security you get when you know you've wrapped yourself up with stuff that's going to keep you dry and warm, to keep you safe and to keep you moving across the fells, because you start getting cold up here, you start shivering, it's using more calories which we could be using for propelling yourself across the fells, and then you're hungry, and then you're cold and hungry, then you're wet and cold and hungry, and it all sort of unfolds. There's a little disaster as you walk along, and just as I've come off the summit, just start to see a hint of the rolling fells in the distance under the cloud base. More of that to come. As I'm descending and I'm leaving this part of the fells behind, I think it'd be remiss of me if I didn't acknowledge the effort that's gone into maintaining and establishing this part of the Pennine Way. The labour, the hours spent, the toil to lay this stuff in the middle of nowhere to enable folks like myself to safely, easily pass through this part of the way amongst the boggy, peaty terrain of these empty moors. It's a testament to the effort of people who will take that time and put in that effort. Look at it, just rolling, rolling, rolling on, winding across the fells. My feet aren't dry, feel the water on my boots, but I'm going to press on, and crossing my fingers at Tan Hill Inn there'll be somewhere I can dry them. I hope. Isn't it wonderful? Absolutely magical. Wind in your face and the rain down the back of your neck. Oh, good to be alive. Well, there we are, that's the high windy fells over for today. Certainly this side of Thwaite, where I'm going to see if I can grab a cup of tea. Waterproofs, yeah, you're going to bring them, I'm sure, because you've seen what it's like 2 days ago and you've seen what it's like today. I'm going to keep mine on for a minute. Certainly a breeze now the rain's eased off is going to help dry everything. And I'm hoping that's going to include my boots. And I'm crossing my fingers at Tan Hill Inn I'll be able to get some of this kit dry. So let's carry on. Next stop, Thwaite and a cup of tea. Well, that was a shame. No tea in Thwaite. But the chap there reliably informs me there's one in Keld. So I'm going to pass through Keld. So let's get there anyway. The way's going to be up there, and along the shoulder of that fell. And that rain just won't seem to leave me alone, will it? It's just chasing me across the Pennines. Well, no tea in Thwaite. Like I say, another 3 miles or so to Keld. In the meantime though, what better place at the moment? Bit of a natural umbrella. Just to get myself out the drizzle that's followed me along. Maybe have a bit of a snack, a couple of sandwiches and a drink. Maybe it's time for a break. If the tea room's shut, may as well make my own. Excellent. Oh yeah, just what I needed. So I think I'm out of most of the rain. It's really getting going out there. The not very summery weather continues, and I think once I can get to Keld and maybe get out the rain, I think my final stage to Tan Hill will be very welcome. In the meantime, this is quite welcome. Gradients eased off along the shoulder of these fells. I have to say that plod out of Thwaite was really quite a challenge, but that's why we've come. That's why you're looking at coming here. It's a challenge. It's also beautiful. Just as we're moving up the valley, just before I descend into these bracken, you can just see the start of these limestone scars starting again. These huge cliffs. You can just see the outcroppings on the other side of the valley. It's covered in millions of years of scree and grass. Just ahead, just to the side of this bracken. Let's have a quick look. Press ahead. So easier on the feet now. However, my feet are wetter than an otter's pocket. I'm squelching as we're going along, but at least I can't get any wetter. Let's have a look. The other side of this bracken. These huge limestone gorges. I think we can just see, yes, just zoom in there. Absolutely fantastic. Some waterfalls coming out of them just as we turn into the valley. Amazing. Well, if I wasn't wet earlier, with about a kilometre to go from Keld, and dripping bracken, lovely though it is, certainly going to make you moist if the endless rain since this morning hasn't already done so. But this is the way, the Pennine Way, the rough with the smooth, the good with the bad. But oh, rabbit, we're getting there. Oh, lovely. Keystone Force, I believe. Absolutely wonderful. Look at that, the river filling up again after a bit of rain. Definitely what it needed. Wonderful. And while I mentioned not wanting to get any wetter, I can't get any wetter. Still don't think I want to go get any closer, because if I go in there, yeah, it'll be time to swim. Well, I think given the circumstances, the conditions, I think I'll press on to Tan Hill. Looking at the weather, I seem to have missed Keld because I've been following obviously the route that I've programmed. It doesn't take in Keld, apparently it's over there. So rather than get comfy, get sat down and have to come out in this, I think it's best just to keep going. You can see that given the conditions, I haven't loitered near the rather lovely waterfalls and so forth, because I'm under a perpetual waterfall of my own. So I'm going to press on, maybe 5k, and I'm aiming to get there for about 4:30. So it's a gentle incline all the way. It looks, I'll film what I can, but the way the weather is, I'm not sure we're going to see very much of anything, but we'll press on. If you're still with me, thanks. I bet you're drier than I am. And as I looked in the valley, it was on my last kilometre or so to Tan Hill Inn, I was still amazed at the effort that had gone into tame this place, this really wild, rugged place. The walls, the roads, the bridges over the rivers, the electricity, the setting up home on the shoulder of a huge Yorkshire fell, the farming, the roads, the fields, the fences, the walls, diverting the river, building bridges, bringing electricity, footpaths, roads, and even setting up home in this wild, rough, rugged place. And with that in mind, talking of setting up home in this rugged place, it's not far now to Tan Hill Inn, and it's come as a bit of a relief, to be honest. I've had to break into the emergency energy gel, and while it's like nice to stop and admire the beauty, which continues to inspire and just amaze, practical decisions and practical choices have to be made. So what has today's adventure taught me? Well, it's taught me what resilience is, and planning, and trusting in your skills that you may have built over time to be able to come and do this. It's given me a love of the countryside. I'm not talking about beautifully turned gardens and trimmed hedges, the raw beauty of this, the rugged Yorkshire fells. This isn't the Lake District. It's rolling moorland for mile upon mile. There's no tea shops and gift shops and a range of coach tours onto here, onto the fells. It's visceral, it's raw, it's built to last by hand, rocks placed there in order so people can settle and have a livelihood, raise animals, farm. The tourism, the jaw-dropping beauty of it, even though there's on occasion you might think nothing here. There we go, just in the distance, visiting Keld, coming off the fells. And with that in mind, I'll be coming off the fells soon into Tan Hill, where I hope I can wring out my socks and get my boots dry. Yes, the Tan Hill Inn. Oh, what a sight for sore eyes. Well, there you go, Tan Hill Inn. Thanks for travelling along with me. I think that's enough for today, other than to get my wet boots off and get a pint. Let's go inside.